Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. I was recently asked by my good friend Reed Hawkins from Huckins Yacht Sales if I wanted to come and check out one of his latest listings, and this boat offers tremendous value for money. We're looking at a 1987 Trojan 12-meter convertible that's twin diesel, that's got 4 berths and 2 cabins, 40 foot in length, and is only $52,500. She's got a beam of over 14 feet, giving great stability, and as you can see, she's got a very spacious aft cockpit, ideal for cruising, offshore fishing, but can also be used for swimming and diving too. And from a design perspective, I think this one's aged really well. It's 1987, but I don't think this one looks like an old boat at all. And it also helps that the owner has upgraded this boat in the interior and the electronics over the years as well. Now in terms of access points, there's multiple options here, but the easiest way is stepping onto that extended bathing platform. And you'll see not only do we have that transom door for bringing in large catch, but we also have a folding boarding ladder on the starboard side as well. And as I pan the camera around, you'll get a better view of that aft cockpit. You'll see here it's got the cushions all the way around. So that way if you are doing something like fishing, you don't have to worry about bumping your hip into the side the same. Plenty of space. That way you can have multiple people out here fishing, and obviously we've got plenty of rod holders throughout. And underneath the steps that lead up to the flybridge, this is where we've got the bait station. And although this was originally intended to be an outdoor, it's like a cooler, it also makes great storage, as you can see the owner's using it for just now. Next to that we've got the stainless steel sink, and then underneath we've got more drawers that would be ideal for like tackle boxes. We've also got the deck wash system in place, and there's actually a second deck wash option in the port side too. And then if I lift up this rug that's laying down on the deck, on both the port and starboard side, you're going to see the same storage options in here, and these have got removable fish boxes, but as you can see they're currently being used to store extra rope and line. And storage is always a premium on any boat, and I like the fact that this one utilises every possible space they can. There's even storage in the step that leads into the main accommodation. And then more so for people that's into cruising and offshore fishing, I thought I'd take a walk around the outside. You can see here we've got the guardrails on the outside, handrails on the inside, so there's always something to hold on to. It's also a good spot that you can tie the boat hook to. It's easily accessible, but it keeps it out the road when it's not required as well. You got wraparound window covers, and I like the fact that this one does actually have windows, because quite a lot of the sports fishing boats don't have windows. I always feel it's very dark and claustrophobic in the inside when it's like that. We've got a kayak stored here on the deck. We've also got large fender baskets to both port and starboard. And then on the bow itself we've got an electric windlass. I like the fact that the anchors is far forward from the bow. I always feel that gives the bow extra protection when you're raising and lowering the anchor. And then on the deck you can see we've got like a kind of cutout section. I'd imagine it'd be really easy to get cushions made up and turn this into a sun pad. And then again as I head aft, you see I've got plenty of space here for walking back to the aft cockpit, even doing it single-handed while holding onto the GoPro. And this one's offered for sale through Huckins Yachts, and they're also a great resource to turn to if you want to do any upgrades, any repairs, servicing, maintenance. They can assist you with anything you possibly require. Then if we climb up to the flybridge, this one's only got one helm position. There's not a lower helm, so you're going to be cruising from up here. But I like the fact there's a spacious seating up here so your close family and friends can be with you. We've got plenty of shade and protection from that bimini cover. Standing at the helm, you've got great visibility, whether you're worried about close quarter manoeuvring or whether you're just looking at cruising in general. There's storage underneath the front of the flybridge, which the owner is currently using for fishing rods. You'll see in the front of the console, we've got more seating here too. Knowing that this one is designed for offshore cruising, I like the fact there's as many handholds up here. That way everybody's going to feel safe and secure. And especially cruising at speed, you should be cruising in the low to mid 20s with a top end speed in the high 20s to low 30s, depending on the conditions. And you've got a great vantage point looking over that aft deck, so that way you can always keep the stern on the fish. And in terms of electronics, we've got an upgraded Garmin multifunction display. You've got full engine instrumentation, you've got the compass, you've got autopilot. I like the fact there's additional room up here that if you wanted to add any additional electronics down the road, there's plenty of space to do so. We even have a large mount and right in front of the wheel. This holds some sort of tablet, or it's an iPad, something along those lines. And you've got storage to both the port and starboard side of the console, but you've also got easy access to all the wiring and electric side of things. So if you do want to perform any upgrades, it's easy enough to do so. Then if we pop back downstairs and head into the accommodation, I really like how comfortable it is in here for this style of boat, and even more so for this price point. So we slide the door closed because this one's fully air conditioned. The forward air conditioning unit has recently been replaced. But as I mentioned earlier, storage is always key, and this one has got lockers, drawers and cabinets throughout. It's even got a little drinks fridge with an ice box right as you walk in the door. We've got handheld electronics, but also that VHF that can be mounted up on the flybridge right next to the wheel. It's just been stored in here for safekeeping. We've got a large flat screen TV mounted here. There's also a stereo system with speakers both inside and out throughout the entire yacht. We've got a comfortable L-shaped settee and there's storage underneath here. We've got like a small little breakfast bar area right in front of the galley. And it's just a few short steps that take you down to the lower accommodation and the galley itself. And at the galley you're going to find good cabinet space, good countertop space. We've got an electric stove top, you've got a built-in air fryer. You've got an opening hatch not only for light but also ventilation. You've got a deep stainless steel sink. And I personally prefer having a single sink to having twin, because it always feels like the twin are much smaller to actually use. And then we've got a really good size fridge freezer combination. And as well as being twin diesel, this one's also got a generator, which I'll show you later on as well, allowing you to stay offshore for longer. And to starboard, where you're going to find the twin guest cabin. You've got an opening porthole again for light and ventilation. I like the use of the mirrors in here. It helps make the cabin feel a lot bigger and brighter. You see we've got a storage shelf along the back. We've also got the locker cabinet down below. We've got additional drawers and even storage underneath that bottom bunk. But there's actually storage behind these mirrors as well. This is a lot of boat for the money, only $52,500. Now as we go to make our way forward, that's where you're going to find the owner's cabin on the bow. There's plenty of headroom as you walk down here. I'm 6'2" and I don't have any issues practically anywhere in the boat. And then here not only do we have the opening portholes on either side of the hull, we've also got that large hatch overhead. Plenty of artificial lights in here as well, and again we've got more speakers for that stereo system. And there's a good amount of hanging locker space in here, ideal for being able to take extended cruises. You've got multiple drawers and cabinets, and again those mirrors, those are actually doors again, just like in the other cabin. You'll find more storage space up here too. And these mirror doors, they've actually got quite a pull on them before you can get them to open. So I like the fact that they've got that locking mechanism, so you don't need to worry about anything popping open while the boat's underway. And even the large mirror that we have on the port side, that's full hanging locker space in here as well. It's almost got a camouflage effect to it, because the way that the mirror is mounted, you don't automatically know that the mirror is actually a door. And speaking of door, you can lead into the heads compartment from here for extra privacy, but you can also access it from the main passageway. And in here you're going to find plenty of space for storage for your toiletries and personal belongings. You get the glass blown sink. I like the fact that we've got a separate toilet and shower compartment. And this boat comes with 100 gallons of fresh water, there's 35 gallon holding tank capacity and 400 gallons of diesel on board. And there's plenty of headroom in that shower and plenty of room in general. You'll be able to easily use that shower without any issues. And lastly, I want to show you the engine room. This one's accessed under the main floor in the saloon. And this has got a relatively small hatch which you can go down easily to do your day-to-day checks. But if you ever needed to do the larger like annual maintenance, repairs, upgrades, things like that, all the carpet here is easily able to roll up. And then all the deck that's here lifts up, so you've got full engine room access. And down here you're looking at a pair of Detroit 671 diesel engines. They're 485 horsepower each and they've got less than 1900 hours on the clock. We've also got an Onan 8 kilowatt generator, and this one's got around 2400 hours on the clock. So I like the fact that all your serviceable components is right at the access point, making it easy to maintain on a daily basis. But I like the fact that you do have that additional option of lifting those hatches if you want to tackle any bigger projects down the road. I'd like to thank Reed once again for reaching out, asking for wanting to check this one out, but as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. I'll look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.